Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome in to this Thursday edition of the Establish the Run NBA DFS Injury Analysis Show. I am your, at this point, not a fill-in host. I'm your Thursday host, Gary Hartman, here with the best in the business at breaking down all injury and rotation notes, Mike Gallagher. Mike, how you feeling for this? What's a 4-game slate tonight, 5-game NBA day with Paris going on right now?
Yeah, we got some Paris action. A little annoying, waiting for the Nets to tweet out starting stuff. That didn't happen. So yeah, that was fun. Wasted a half an hour while I was checking minutes. That kept me on edge. But yeah, had a hiking this morning. It rained on me out of nowhere, so that was fun.
Oh.
Luckily, I had a jacket on. But yeah, ready to late slate. But got some G League watch stuff to talk about. Got some possible lineup changes to go through. Should be short. Maybe we'll get you out before the Nets officially announce their starting lineup.
Sorry about the rain, but glad that you're keeping up the hiking going. I had a workout in this morning as well. I joined Equinox for the new year here. Took a high intensity training class this morning. Feeling great. Trying to get myself healthier. I know you've been crushing that side of things. So glad to hear. All right, let's jump in. So obviously we're not going to talk about this Brooklyn Cleveland game that's going to tip off shortly in Paris. Hope you're all able to enjoy that one. But fun game for the earliest game of the night. The 7:30 TNT game is Boston in Milwaukee. We'll start on the Boston side. They are on the second night of a back-to-back. As we thought that, hey, one night, and as they've been doing on back-to-backs, hey, one night maybe we're sitting Kristaps, one night we're sitting Horford. Last night was Porzingis. Tonight, Al Horford already listed out. Kristaps, Porzingis not on the injury report at all. Do you have any notes on Boston here?
No, just ultimate luck sack for me on Boston -6 last night. But yeah, just obviously Tatum was fantastic, and the foul trouble for Jaden McDaniels was a huge part of their success. But Jaylen Brown was really good, man. Had some good defensive possessions on Anthony Edwards. We'll see if these minutes affect them. Certainly huge game, #biggest game of the year kind of stuff. So yeah, expect pretty strong. Maybe minutes are capped a little bit, but we're expecting obviously Kristaps to be back. Drew Holiday, we saw him get the Q tag yesterday. With Drew, they quote, "Let Drew be Drew," according to Joe Mazzulla, with some big defensive possessions. And then, yeah, Tatum 45, and he guarded Cat a lot too. So yeah, their star power was big. Minnesota played really well. Good minutes out of Nickeil Alexander-Walker and all that. What a really entertaining game overall. But yeah, we'll get KP back in the starting lineup. Horford gone. We'll see if they bring in O'Shea Brissett to kind of help. Wouldn't be surprised to see Drew guard Giannis a little bit. So I'm curious to see how that kind of goes, because we know they're going to want KP for rim protection. I don't know if they might put Tatum on him a little bit. We saw Tatum guard Cat yesterday. So yeah, pretty favorable spot for Giannis with Horford out.
Yeah, for sure. I expect big things out of Giannis with catching Boston on the second end of a back-to-back and this game in Milwaukee. Credit to Minnesota last night, not letting those travel issues stop them from making a competitive game without Gobert. Very impressive stuff. But yeah, you squeaked by on that -6, so I was happy for you. I saw when they won by 7. I was like, good. Mike got his win. All right, other side of this, it's pretty clean. Campaign is probable here, in I guess expected to be good with concussion protocols. Obviously, they're still without Jay Crowder. Do you have any notes on the Bucks side of things?
No, we're getting Dame back. Campaign should be back from the concussion, so it should be full go. They still want to play Andre Jackson minutes. Commentary from Adrian Griffin saying they want to try to find him minutes somehow. And they also said they wanted to look at Livingston, and they thought that last game was an opportunity to do so. Certainly the blowout helped. Really flat game from them. Man, Utah just sneaks up on people, man. They're playing awesome lately. So yeah, shout out to them. But Middleton's minutes are coming up. We're seeing more and more. Maybe he's like almost fully cap is gone. Maybe we start seeing some mid-30s, like 35, 36s. Again, obviously a huge game for them. But yeah, not too much to add. And then yeah, just with all the commentary with the net stuff. So you're supposed to announce your starting lineup 30 minutes before. Again, the news came from the broadcast like 2 minutes before tip. This is very unusual for a team.
Yeah.
It's certainly Paris related. So believe me, we know when the lineups are supposed to come out, and this was quite annoying to not get that news half an hour before, which we usually get. Sometimes the Spurs are 15 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. They're a habitual line stepper, but the Nets the Nets are one of the most consistent teams. If you follow the injury report stuff, and when the lineups come out, they are with bells on. 30 minutes, bam, starting lineup, bam. So really unusual to be this late.
Yeah, for sure. I would chalk it up to the France stuff as well, but annoying nonetheless. All right, let's go to the next game on the schedule. And for what it's worth, the 4 games tonight, none of them are starting at the exact same time. This is an 8 o'clock Eastern, Portland at OKC. On the Portland side, they are on the front end of a back-to-back, and they still have plenty of concern in the front court with Ayton doubtful, obviously Moses Brown out for a while, and Jabari Walker questionable here. I know you were saying to me offline you're expecting a potential lineup change as well. So take me through all your Portland notes here.
Yeah, so this is our starting lineup alert coming possible. And I think it has to do with Shaden Sharp and Scoot Henderson. I talked a lot about how we saw Scoot really cut into Anthony Simons like early when he was returning from illness. That's kind of gone away a little bit as Anthony Simons, who struggled with Dante DiVincenzo actually guarding him pretty well after Ant like killed you guys 2 games ago. 38? I think he had 2 games ago, but anyways, he had a good game against them, but anyway, and he had a good game against Brooklyn too. Anyways, I think that's on alert where we could see Shaden Sharp start for Scoot, bring Scoot to the bench. Him and Brogdon work together. Brogdon minutes, as we mentioned last time, he's in a quote tough spot. Garbage time cut him down, but the days of Brogdon hitting mid-20s are done. You know, we had an under on him that we felt really good about last game. Curious to see where his lines are at. Curious to see if he gets lined at all, because he probably shouldn't, because the bottom could fall out. This team's playing terrible, huge spread. But we'll keep an eye on Jabari Walker getting a questionable tag again, so he should have a good chance to return. DeAndre Ayton, hopeful to return on this to close the road trip. They have another game tomorrow against the. So I mean, this is as tough as it gets at OKC, at Minnesota. So this could be ugly 2 games. So we could get a lot of garbage time in the next 2. And also a little odd that we didn't get garbage time out of Scoot and Shaden. You know, I thought that they should let him go a little bit. We saw like Ryan Rupert play some point guard in the last garbage time couple days, a lot of Baji as well. So, but that's on alert. But Billups said that it could be in the next 3 days where they make a move. It would almost certainly be this one, unless they pull Tumani out and then they put Sharp in there. But that would be their point of attack defense would be kind of toast. They've been asking Tumani to guard. So yeah, that's the starting lineup to watch situation tonight.
Sorry if I missed it. Do you have any lean on Jabari? If he's good to go with the Q tag?
Yeah, I think he's. I mean, multiple Q tags though. Usually that's a sign that he's going to be back. So that could put him in the starting lineup here. You know, against Chet, not a great rebounding team. You know that they like his rebounding, even though he's like really a 3-4, certainly more of a 4, and they play him at the 5. But I won't be surprised. And then you want to play a little maybe switch scheme to try to slit on SGA, put a little bit of size on him with the screen stuff that he runs. So kind of think he would start, honestly, if he's out there. So we could see like kind of wholesale, certainly Jeremy Grant, Anthony Simons are going to start. And I think Tumani's going to get SGA. I would be pretty confident in that. But I could see, Duop Reith getting kind of benched for Jabari if he's good to go at 100% or close to.
Yeah, that makes sense. Other side of this game, so I mentioned Portland on the front end of a back-to-back. OKC is on the second night of a back-to-back here. So 2 teams on the other sides of back-to-backs. And OKC pretty much had to play their guys last night. Ended up with an 8-point win against Miami. Any thoughts on if there'll be any limitations, or are you expecting the G League guys available here for OKC tonight?
Yeah, so let's talk about a couple things. One, they did call up their G League guys today, which is interesting timing. They called up Ousmane Dieng last night. And then you couple that with what Mark Daigneault said yesterday, that they, quote, lost their fastball with their energy. They pulled out a really nice win, really, really great third quarter. The rim defense really ramped up, and just an excellent win. Classic OKC win there. I mean, just a brilliant win. They have them all the time now with just shout out SGA clutch performer of the year for us. But that's kind of it. And the other note was Lou Dort got benched in favor of Cason Wallace, who came out and hit a big 3 to kind of really set the tone momentum wise. So that's something we're going to watch. I think they're going to still start Lou Dort. And then should also know Josh Giddey, man, the minutes cratered. I joked on our Slack, is he getting traded in the second quarter here? Because he had a real late sub to come back in because he looked slow. He didn't have the energy. Again, this road trip kind of wore these guys down. They are on a back-to-back. OKC is habitual, adjusting injury reports. We know they pop guys from out to questionable. So I would keep an eye on that, honestly, given the quotes, given the back-to-back, given the opponent. Hashtag 28 after gang. I wouldn't be surprised to see some OKC additions. Maybe it's Dort, maybe it's Giddey, maybe it's SGA. J-Dub, my guy, just absolutely smashing. Do you want to last Nets note here? So the Nets PR did finally officially announce their starting lineup. It came at 6 after. So they were 36 minutes late from what we're accustomed to.
Yeah, so good notes there on OKC. Keep an eye there on the second end of a back-to-back with the G League guys up. If any Q tags pop up, obviously we'll be on top of it in the projection streets, but keep an eye there. All right, on to the game I'm most looking forward to tonight. I was actually excited. I was hoping Luka would be available for this one for the Knicks visiting Dallas with the kind of mini rivalry that's established here with the Brunson history. Cuban kind of getting angry at the Knicks with the way that all that stuff went down, that crazy Mavericks come back last year. So I was excited. I don't think it's a walk in the park game either way, though, for the Knicks as they head into Dallas. For the Knicks, pretty clean. Got great news for Knicks fans yesterday that the Knicks were denied that injury player exception because they may be getting Mitchell Robinson back by the end of this season, something that was really music to my ears. But for now, obviously still no Mitch. Their G League guys are down as well. I don't know about you. I have no notes on the Knicks, really. Should be pretty clean.
No, we actually just talked about them on the podcast that Dink and I recorded about an hour and a half ago. Should be on YouTube any minute, so check us out there, and then it'll be on your pod feeds pretty soon. But yeah, the nuts and bolts were OG undefeated, playing great. Their starting lineup has the fifth best net rating in the league among lineups with their minute total, and they just got these guys. Certainly, the schedule helped them a little bit, but they're playing great. OG's been as advertised. Certainly, not like A+ OG. We're still waiting for that version of him. But yeah, they're playing great. We talked a lot about trade stuff, so we'll send you there. But or you can get your take. I'll give you the short list. Brunson is Malcolm Brogdon, Tyus Jones, and then if they want to just get something cheap, Monte Morris, who's hurt right now.
Brogdon, that's an interesting one. Brogdon actually makes the most sense from a financial perspective because like matching up the Fournier stuff. So I really want Brogdon personally. Like that's by far my number one right now. But I mean, the schedule stuff's helped a little bit, but the wins against Minnesota and Philadelphia, like you can't discount those. So 100%. Really, obviously, I mean, I'm over the moon right now. Producer Ryan, ETR NBA Podcast 338, uploading to YouTube right now. We love it. Thank you, Ryan.
There we go.
But yeah, I'm over the moon about the Knicks right now. Excited to watch once again tonight. The other side of this game, meanwhile, a lot of injury stuff to discuss here. So no Luka again, no Exum. We have doubtful tags on both Kleber and Derek Lively, and then Grant Williams is questionable. So I don't even know where to start with this Dallas team. What are you expecting to see? Do you have any lean on Grant Williams? And then any other notes on like what you expect rotation-wise tonight?
So I'm going to pull up the box score when Luka sat. Do you think I got the right box score? Yes, I do. Okay, so that's the big one. It's Jaden Harden's easy. I thought Jaden Hardy played pretty well. This was a little bit aided by garbage time, but he looked great. He came into this game that I have on the screen like kind of cold, and we were like, and he actually had a pretty cold start to this game, but he got it going late. It was a little bit because when the game didn't matter and he was cooking, but I think he's done enough to earn a starting role. We have him at 28 minutes. That's the headline, and then. Yeah, Grant's been terrible. Is he hurt? This ankle thing he's been listed with could be affecting him. I wouldn't be surprised if they sit him and they just bring Rashawn Holmes to go in there. But this is quite bad for him. I think he's playing through stuff. He didn't play in this game I have on screen. We were like, hey, where's Greg Brown at? He played the whole fourth. But and then we should note Josh Green went to the locker room for a hot second, but it looks like he's good, playing a little bit better. So expecting a starting lineup of Kyrie Irving, who should get OG on him.
I think
Jaden
so.
Hardy, Derek Jones, Josh Green, and then Dwight Powell in the starting lineup. And should also note
that Grant, the Knicks have been off the bench.
The Knicks, and the Grant off the bench kind of regardless. He's just playing terrible right now.
Yep. So what were you going to say about the Knicks?
I was going to say their rebounding's been a little iffy in the last month. Like they were like with a bullet, the number one rebounding team. They're like middle of the packish, a little bit below for like allowing offensive rebounding. Certainly, we're not going to Dwight Powell, but just wanted to note that because I've been kind of paying attention to how the Knicks do on the glass.
A good note there for sure. All right, last game of the night, fun Western Conference one here, the second TNT game. Phoenix at the Lakers. Both teams on island games, so hopefully no shenanigans. We'll start with the Phoenix side, though. Only Damian Lee on the injury report, so they're as clean as they've really been. Hopefully they could start playing like the talent that they have on their roster because it's still been rough sledding. That was an embarrassing game there against the Clippers. They'll look to rebound tonight. Any notes on what to expect out of Phoenix here?
Vogel did Damian Lee a little dirty. He was like, hey, we finally got a full practice in with everybody out there. Like, oh man, it's cold to D Lee. But Yeah, I think we're going to expect certainly the starting lineup of Devin Booker at the point, whose touch time has gone down a little bit since Bradley Beal got in the mix. Grayson Allen, Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, who has not been limited from his hamstring thing, and then obviously Nurk at the 5. And then Vogel was kind of pressured into like who's going to play off the bench, and he like didn't give a clean answer. Obviously Eric Gordon is in there. We saw him be a little bit hobbled. There was an erroneous report about him being questionable, so we'll keep an eye on that if anything pops up there. But yeah, so he's in there. I think Okogie's in there. I like how Okogie's been playing overall, with a little bit more cutting. Obviously, the on-ball defense has been pretty important. Don't know if they want to play with the smallest defender. Maybe they go KBD, but I think Gordon's safe. And honestly, nobody's like really safe. We saw Eubanks kind of come back to life. You certainly would want to have a bigger center against this matchup, so I think he's in. But it could be Chimezie Metu. They could bring Watanabe back in the mix. They could bring Jordan Goodwin. Seems unlikely, but so yeah, this is going to be a hedge fest for us, trying to figure out who the 8th, 9th, and probably that's it. So I guess like maybe the headline is these high end players could play heavy minutes.
Yeah, for sure. Hoping for a close game here, and I think on the Lakers side, we've seen a lot of these same tags for a long time now. Obviously, Gabe Vincent's still out, Rui doubtful, LeBron and Cam Reddish questionable, and AD's probable. Do you consider all of these fake tags? Are we expecting everyone to be available here tonight?
Keep an eye on Cam Reddish. Should be okay. He's not listed with a concussion. He got popped in the mouth quite hard and was bleeding and was like hanging on to someone. So I was surprised he didn't get put in concussion protocol because he did look like he had symptoms. But anyways, so that's the only thing we're watching. Yeah, fake tags on LeBron, AD, not a back-to-back set. So expect them to play and be a full go. AD, absolute smash, man. He just keeps coming here. Certainly not going to be MVP worthy, but this is one of the best basketball stretches we've ever seen him play, including the 57-point game he had against the Pistons back in the day with the Pelicans. He's playing freaking great.
Yeah, he was incredible in that game a couple nights ago. And even if the Lakers didn't have a bazillion free throws in the fourth quarter, like Darko was so angry about, I think he would have still had a smash line there. That was a absurdly funny clip, how angry he was. I mean, he had a point, I think, but yeah. Okay. I think that'll do it. You have anything else to add here? We're under 20 minutes, which is great.
No, yeah, I gotta catch up on matchups for tomorrow. Got a huge slate to write about. So yeah, let's watch some basketball. We got basketball on TV right now, so let's get out of here.
That's right. I'm going to throw the basketball game on. I'm going to listen to your most recent podcast, and I am excited for tomorrow. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 games or so tomorrow. So obviously tune in. You'll at least have Drew and Mike here for the injury show tomorrow at 2:30. Hopefully Justin Fan joining you guys as well. And of course, please check out everything we have going on at establishtheRun.com/NBA-subscribe. If you're interested in everything we have going on behind the paywall, Mike and Drew will be back at 5:00 Eastern to break down the DFS slate tonight, the 4-game DFS slate. But if not, we would really appreciate all your love here on the YouTube page. Please do give this video a thumbs up. However you want to tap that button, it is yours to choose. The world is your oyster, but please do it and subscribe to the YouTube page. Tell your friends. We keep rolling right along here into trade deadline, into All-Star. We're crushing night in, night out. So we'd love for you to join us in everything we got going on. Thank you for being with us here today. We will see you all again tomorrow. Good luck in everything you got going on.